Dawsons Garden World is down the road from where I live, and last week I was at the West Australian dinner for the best garden centres in West Australia, and Dawsons won the award for the state final in the large category, and they'll now be going forward to the nationals for the best garden centre in Australia. Well, I thought this was an opportunity, since I was just down the road, to take a walk around and see what an award-winning business is doing in our own location. What ideas can you pick up that we can put into your business? And then finally, what makes them an award winner? So let's take a walk around a family business that's been around since 1903. Dawson started off being in roses and were famous for the Rose Centre in West Australia. But they've moved on now and become a fully fledged garden centre in the true sense. Next to the shopping trolleys are kids parking, and I love the idea of the way they've created this kids parking zone and really brought this family issue across as far as the consumer's concerned. And they love dogs. So dogs are welcome in this business as long as they're on a lead. And I love the way they put this sign at the entrance just to get that message across. Now, what would you do if you had an old Morris Minor van? Purple's a very much a fashionable colour at present. What would Dawsons do? Well, they painted this van purple, put some purple flowers around it in containers, and created a sideline with a bit of humour and a bit of dare to be different from that point of view. I like the way they've used the mannequin just to create a bit of theatre inside the Morris Minor from that point of view. And they're using backdrop boards just to give the eye a point of difference, and look at the way they've created the triangular picture displays just to create a bit of theatre behind some of their benches. And their fruit and veg are all in one category, in one area, and they've created these veg gardens within the category to give that garden feel to the centre. And of course, people don't read, we know that. Look at the way this company is using signage through pictures to get a message across when it comes to their bedding plants. I love the fact the way they've used carrots and tomatoes and calabrese and sweet corn as a montage around the vegetable seedlings, just to create that theatre and draw the eye to this particular point. And what about a kids' maze? What they've created at the back of the garden centre in what was a dead selling space is the kids' maze. Now think about this, it draws the family to the back of the garden centre, and the kids can play in the maze while mother and father are having a cup of coffee, which is just close by. Another prop they're using very effectively is a tractor. And look at the way they've incorporated the tractor with the displays. And I love the way they put the strawberries together in these red pots to create that rather bold image as far as displays are concerned. And of course, sleepy time. We've got the display, so we've got the tape display with the time. But they've taken an old basket, they've taken a doll, and they've put a sleepy time. Again, putting this little bit of theatre in to create a difference. First time I used this watering can concept is a few years ago, and I love the way they've taken this idea, taken the watering cans and put them on posts. This is just getting a message across how important conservation is, water-wise gardening, etc. And it creates that zany bit of theatre that's interesting as far as the garden centre is concerned. When it gets to their succulents and their tropicals, they've created the desert view at the back, so the eye stays on the product and doesn't go back into the beyond. And again, a bit of fun. Why not have your picture taken at Dawsons? I wonder how many garden centres are missing opportunities like this, or other retail businesses come to that matter. Roses. Roses are bought by colour. Again, they don't put red, white, pink. They do put their roses in colour themes, but they use a artist's impression of the flower to create the theatre from that point of view. It's easier for the consumer to read. And of course, it was coming up to Christmas. Father Christmas was there, the Christmas goodies were around there, and they were inviting everybody in with a simple Christmas theme at the start of the business. And of course, plants come in all sizes. They have some infant greenery. So we've got to put the infant greenery in the stroller, and little simple signage, infant greenery, feed it with Bailey's slow release. I love the way they've added the value at the bottom to create the package for the consumer. So what's your action plan as far as the walk around Dawsons is concerned? Is look at winners in any industry. Go and look at what the winners are doing. How can you adapt ideas from what the winners are doing and introduce them into your own business? So look at how you can take these ideas and transfer them as far as your business is concerned. Why are Dawsons a winner? They get the team involved. So the team are coming up with these crazy ideas. So get your team involved. You too could become a winner. I hope you've enjoyed this retail community little video on the slideshow on Dawsons. Thank you for joining me, and I look forward to talking to you again soon. This is John Stanley from John Stanley Associates.